They say Hanoi doesn't just have history, it breathes it. And at its center, like a quiet heartbeat, beneath the chaos, lies the Hoan Kiem Lake, still ancient, watching. It wasn't always called that. It was once called Luk Thui, that translates to green water, named for the jade color that never fades, no matter the season. Scientists have tried to trace its source, but the lake seems to fill itself, defying logic. No one fully knows where the water comes from, only that it's always there, still and alive. Later, it was Naval Lake, where the Tran dynasty trained warriors on its glassy waters. Then came the Trin lords who split the lake into two, Tawang and Huang. For a time, it was divided, like the country often was, until it was whole again. But the name we remember, the name etched into the soul of Vietnam, came from a legend. In the 15th century, when the Ming dynasty ruled with iron fists and burning villages, a man named Le Loi rose, a local hero. Not born a king, but chosen by fate. And fate gave him a sword, divine, radiant, found in pieces and united by destiny. One part surfaced from a tree root, the other from the belly of a giant fish. They called it Heaven's Will. With it, Le Loi became a storm. He led an uprising, drove out the invaders, and reclaimed the land for his people. One morning, as the emperor drifted across the calm waters of the old lake, something stirred. A golden turtle, massive, majestic, rose from the depths. Its eyes met his. The sword had to be returned. And so he did. No ceremony, no resistance. He held it out and the turtle took it beneath the surface, where it remains, they say, even now. From that day forward, the lake was renamed Hoan Kiem, that translates to the Lake of the Returned Sword. It's not just a place, it's a story, a symbol, a reminder that true power lies not just in conquering, but in knowing when to let go. Today, the Turtle Tower stands on a small island in the lake, guarding the memory. Built in the 19th century, it's a mix of Vietnamese and French architecture, a layer in Hanoi's past. But here is a fact that seems almost too strange to be true. In 1890, the French colonial government placed a replica of the Statue of Liberty on the top of the Turtle Tower. Nearly 3 meters tall, she stood there, torch raised, in the middle of Vietnam's most sacred waters. The locals were outraged. To them, it was a foreign symbol on hallowed ground. The statue was finally torn down in 1945 after independence. And yet, Hoan Kiem endures. This is the legend of Hoan Kiem Lake. Truth or not, we will never know. This is deep-rooted in the local folklore of Vietnam and their belief. Next time you're in Hanoi, you know what to do. It's not just a lake that bustles with people. In the mornings, there are people walking out for a jog, and you will see people practicing Tai Chi. And in the evenings, on the weekends specifically, it turns into a massive stage for music, food, people of Hanoi out in the open and having a fun